My name is Benjamin Sampali. I am a photographer. I go by BSZ Photo on Instagram. And today I'm going to be showing you guys what my current workflow is in Photoshop. I'm just going to do a really quick video for you. I'm going to go super fast. So if you have any questions, let me know. But basically, I already did the Lightroom for this photo, and I'm going to do the photoshopping now. I'm going to show you guys the photoshopping part. If you are curious on how I did the coloring, I sell my Lightroom preset on my website, and the link is in the description. And so we're going to get started. So the first thing I do when I drag the photo into Photoshop is usually I'll start off with some frequency separation. So I'll run that action that I have here set up. And what it does basically is it duplicates your current layer, and it puts a Gaussian blur on it, which is what it's asking right now. It's asking how much Gaussian blur do you want. And so when you do frequency separation, you want to do your Gaussian blur up to a certain point where you no longer see the skin texture. And then what that is going to do is retain all that skin texture. So whatever you're blurring out right now is what's going to be retained, and it's not going to get messed up when you're fixing all of the color underneath it. So right now I'm looking around this area, and I'm waiting for all of this color to be blended. I want it to be a certain amount of blur. So right now you can see the texture a little bit still. You can still see a little bit of like black and white discoloration there. You want it to be all like a very smooth transition. So I'm going to go about say 7 pixels for this picture. So clicked OK. And now what I have here now is the texture layer, and then underneath it is just all the colors. And so what I'm going to start doing is pulling up my mixer brush tool, and you can copy all of these settings I have up here for the load, the mix, the flow. You can copy the same exact settings. And I have my tablet here that I'm going to draw on, and I'm going to switch to the blurred layer, and I'm going to start mixing together the colors here. So we're going to make it all smooth out here. And this is all happening underneath this texture layer, which I don't need to see while I'm doing this. So I can hide that, and I can just mix it together like that. Mixing. And after I'm done doing this, I'm going to go in and fix the textures, which is separate. This is not messing the textures up at all. We're just mixing, and you want to stay away from the mouth when you're doing this. Usually just do around the cheeks, the forehead, and a little bit on the chin. Not too much on the chin, because you don't want to lose that highlight from the chin, because this can mess up the like, you try not to go over the super white parts, because then it'll just blend the highlight away. So I go around the highlight and blend the shadows with the mids right there. Okay, looks good. A little bit right there. Alright, perfect. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit under the eyes. Try and push that brighter area up into under the eyes. Like that. Nice. Alright, a little bit more up there. Good. And on this side we're going to do the same thing. Perfect. This side. Good. Okay. Push that up a little bit there. Good. And I'm going to bring back the texture layer. See what we got. Looks good. A little bit. I need to do a little bit more right here. Alright. A little bit on the nose. Okay. So let's see where we started. I'm going to go back to the history. Got closed. There. Alright. So let's go back to where we started. So basically I just mixed all the darker parts together there, and the skin's nice and even. So now I'm going to go and fix up the textures now. So a little bit right here probably. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this with local dodge and burn, or you can use the clone tool on the texture layer right here. So using the clone tool would look like this. So I'm copying the texture from here and putting it over here. And it's not messing up the skin tones at all underneath. So we're just fixing up these little imperfections like that. Some right there. Down there. on the lips. Alright, I'm going to flatten it now. I'm going to show you how you can do it also with dodge and burn. So you can go through the whole face and do it that way, or a slightly better looking way of doing it, and it takes a little bit more time. So it all comes down to how much time you want to spend on it. The more time you spend on it, the better it's going to come out. But to a certain limit. You don't want to spend a whole day on a photo because, I don't know, there's a certain diminishing return on how much time you spend on your photo. It's going to be unnoticeable. The difference between 3 hours and 6 hours you spend on a photo, I think after 3 hours, it's like, yo, just stop. Stop already, dude. Stop. Alright, so I'm going to flatten that. I did a little bit with the clone tool, and I'm going to run my action, which does, it makes 2 curve adjustment layers. One looks like this, which is for the highlights, and I call that dodge. And this one's for the burning, which is, I brought down the shadows. There's also another one I have, which is, it brings up the middle and like the bottom middle right there. So I'm not going to do that. I usually do that for my global dodge and burn, but for the skin dodge and burn, I do the one with the highlights and the shadows. I just feel like it retains the skin tone color better when I do that way. This is just from my failures in the past and my experimentation. That's what I've found, but you guys can do whatever you like. There's 2 different ways of doing it. So I'm going to do this way with the highlights and the shadows. I'm going to start going here. I see like a line right here, and I'm going to try and make it more of a smooth transition from the dark to the light by brightening a little bit right where the dark line starts. So here's what I just did. I just brightened that area up a little bit. And this takes a lot of work if you want to do like the whole face, but you can do it either really zoomed in really close and do a lot of high detail stuff, like wherever you see a little tiny dark spot you can brighten it, or you can go out zoomed out and then do big broad areas all at once, like over here. And that usually keeps it looking a little bit more realistic, because if you do it too zoomed in and remove too much of the dark spots, it starts to look super airbrushed and fake. So it's better to do it this way. It's quicker, and it ends up looking more realistic because you don't end up overdoing it. So I'm going back and forth. Wherever I see it's too bright, I'm burning it, and wherever it's too dark, I'm dodging it. That's what dodging and burning is. It's basically brightening and darkening. So I'm brightening that up right there. The eyeball right there. And I found that when I do the curve adjustment with the highlight like that, and you brighten it, it brings back the skin color that you want. It matches all the other skin colors around it. And if you do it, say, if we were to use the other method, I'll show you what happens to the skin. It ends up looking like this. Here, I'm going to start brightening it over here. It's like too white. So if I were to do that instead with the highlight and shadow version I have of it, watch this. It's going to be more orangey when it brightens up. Perfect. It matches the skin color perfectly. But like I'm saying, the other version of the dodge and burn, I use it for the global in the background. So now the curves are shaped like that. So for the background, I'm going to brighten the bright areas. I'm going to darken the dark areas. So above her head here, this light, I'm going to add a whole bunch of glow here by going like this around the light. Just draw a big ass like that. And in this area on the edge of the couches, adding a glow there. And I'm going to switch to burn and darken the dark areas like that. Darkening these little picture frames, darkening that one, darkening the border of this frame, darkening this line right here. Alright, darkening that window frame. Alright, and now I'm going to brighten behind her, and I just did a quick global dodge and burn like that. Also, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna dodge around her head. I mean, it's not dodge, burn. We're gonna burn around the entire subject. It makes them pop out of the background more, like that. And then I also will dodge just outside of the area where I burned it. So we do a really fine burn line around the edge, and then a wide dodge line right around it. And what that does is it makes her pop out like that. And then after we do that big dodge line, we're going to do a really big burn line around the whole picture. So we did a fine burn line right here, very fine. A wide dodge right here in this area, and then a wide burn all the way out in the edge. And that's what it ends up looking like, is like this, on and off. Alright, also one more thing with the global dodge and burn is with the hair. So wherever I see it brightened right here, we're going to brighten it right there. I'm going to brighten it right here. Going to brighten it right there. There. And then we're going to burn in the dark areas like this. Burn. Burn. Bottom of the hair. Sides of the hands. Alright. And then also we're going to dodge this area on the side of the hand, outside of the shoulders, sides of the wrist there. Alright, that's the dodge and burn for the global. And then we're going to go back and flatten it, and I'm going to go back to finishing up the face. So here's some key points to remember where you should be burning and dodging on the face. So you're always going to do it on the sides of the nose to make the nose pop out more, like this. Alright, and then we're going to do the bottoms of the eyes, darken the, also you can do the eyelashes while you're at it. Just darken the eyelashes to make them pop out more. Bring up my flow a little bit so I don't have to go back and forth as much. So darken all the eyelashes up. You don't always have to do this. Sometimes they're already going to be dark enough, but they're looking kind of faded. So I'm just darkening them a little bit. Like that. There you go. Bring them back. You can even add a couple more eyelashes if you want to, just in between. Alright. Also, we're going to burn the eyebrows, make them pop out more. There. Oh, crap, I have to put down the flow. It's too much now. Back to 1% flow. And just do a light little bit on that eyebrow, a little bit on this one. Okay. And we're going to burn down here. This is on the outside rim of the nose. Alright, so I'm going to stop for a second because I'm just like going and changing stuff as I notice it. There's a big shadow under her nose that I don't want to be there. I think it's kind of distracting, and I want it to be more of a smooth transition from the light to the dark, so we're going to brighten it a little bit so it's more smooth a transition. Alright, I see a little bit of a light spout here, so I'm going to burn there. Okay, let's see. So I'm working there. I've got to keep going up a little bit more. A little bit further up. Keep going up, up, up. Alright. Better, getting better. Go back in. Alright. Now I'm working on the Cupid's bow up here. Adding the highlight. You always want to add a little bit of a highlight for the Cupid bow. I think I did a little bit too much though. Alright, I'm going to burn it back to the, there we go. And now I'm going to Just burn more the Cupid's bow. Burn the lips a little bit. Darken them. And I like to darken the edges of the lips, like where they come together, like make it completely black right there. And also the edge of the lips, I like to darken right here. And you can do whatever you like, whatever you think looks good, go for it. This is what I usually do. It's up to you. This is just how to do it. Alright. Let's see what we did there. So I darkened the lips a little bit. I'm going to add some highlight, a little bit more highlight on the lower lip there, in the middle of the lower lip. And then you add more highlight to the top of the top lip. Alright. Good stuff. And I'm just fixing a little bit of these dark spots here on the side with dodging them up. Alright. Looking pretty good so far. There's some big dark spots right here. I'm just going to dodge now. And also right here. Good, good. And alright, so looking good so far. Don't go away yet, because we still have a couple more steps to get the skin tones looking even, which is going to come after we do the dodging and burning. And it's going to do either a gradient map and also use a 50% gray overlay layer, which allows you to change the skin color to whatever you want. So basically I'm going to do that to like add blush and some more orange to the bluish areas on the skin. I want to make it more orange, kind of like how the nose looks right now. Alright, so we want to darken more under the lips here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do I usually like to do a border all the way around the entire face of like a burn, and it'll make the face pop out a little bit better. So around the entire face like that. And I didn't do under the eyes yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's get a nice little line right here of black. And then a little bit right here. Good. Alright, check it out, guys. Starting to come together. I'm gonna dodge a little bit here. Oh, I'm burning. Whoops. Alright. A little bit more right there. A little bit more right there. Make it all nice and even on the lips. I'm gonna burn a little bit right here. Good. And then also maybe on this side. Okay. What else we got here? What else is sticking out? I think maybe over here. And this takes a lot of practice. Every single photo is going to have different lighting environment, and you're going to have to figure out how to make it look similar in every situation. And each picture you do dodge and burn on, you're going to learn something new about where is good to dodge and where is good to burn, and you're going to develop your eye on where you need to burn and where you need to dodge. And it takes a lot of practice, so no amount of watching tutorials is going to be able to teach you that. You have to go in there and try practicing it a lot. Do a bunch of photos. Alright. There we go. Okay. I might come back and do some more after I do the recoloring now, but just want for the sake of time, I'm gonna stop doing the dodge and burn now, just in case you guys are a little bit antsy here. I wanted to keep this tutorial pretty short and precise and to the point. Okay, let's fix a little bit more here, and I promise we're gonna move on. All right. Okay. It's so hard for me to move on, but I'm gonna do it anyway. All right. God, I see so much stuff I want to do with the forehead still, but all right. You know what? I'm gonna do it. So, hold on. 1 second. Right here. Right there. It's right here. The lower forehead. And the top forehead, you want it to be burned. I'm gonna burn these light highlight spots away so it's even. Bring them down to the same level exposure as the rest of the area. There we go. Okay. And then you can add highlight to the top and the bottom of the eyebrows right there. Like that. There you go. And some down there. And this whole area looks a little dark to me, so I'm just going to bring this up. There we go. Let's see, was that good or bad? Actually, instead of what I just did, I'm going to undo that. And instead I'm going to darken this bright area. That'll fix my problem. There we go. Let's see. It's too bright over here, so we're going to darken this as well. And that's going to need to be, the coloring is going to need to be fixed now afterwards. Okay. I feel like it's too bright here too, so I'm going to darken that as well. Alright. A little bit right here. On the nose. Okay. So now I'm going to do the overall overlay 50% gray layer. If you want to create one yourself, you go new layer, edit, fill, 50% gray, and then you switch it to overlay. Okay. And now you can paint on the face. You just say sample that orange, and you can paint it in. Hold on. Why isn't it working? Oh, because the flow is at 1%. Just going to paint it in there like that. You see? But I don't want to paint in there. I'm going to take in like this dark brown right there. No. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna bring this down like that. Some on the nose. Some down here. Some on the hand. Okay. The nose. Okay. All right. And I'm going to bring that whole thing down to 50%, everything I just did. And it's just a little bit of recoloring. Okay. I'm almost done. So now I'm going to just go in with the global dodge and burn, which has the curves layer like that. And I'm going to brighten up the eyes. Either I usually do it this way. I brighten up the whites of the eyes. I'll do it this way, like that. And if the teeth are showing, I'll do that too on the teeth. Brighten up the eyes like that. Do a little bit more burn around the eyeball. That. Right there, a little bit more below the eye. All right. Good. Good. Okay. Check it out. Let's see where we started. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. So that's what we did. So now I'm going to go in and add some more highlights on top. So let's flatten that, bring back the local dodge and burn with the highlights and the shadows. And I'm going to add some highlight to the bottom of the forehead. Just a little bit. Right there. I'm going to burn in between the eyebrows and the nose. Burn underneath there. Burn the cheeks a little bit. And then some highlight on the bridge of the nose. Okay, a little bit more burn right here. Like that. Like that. Takes a lot of time for little minuscule stuff. Okay. And I just need to recolor the nose now. So I'm going to do a gradient map. And I have the colors set to be like a dark brown and a light brown. I'm going to invert the mask, change the blend mode to color, opacity 50%. And I'm going to paint it onto the nose with the white paintbrush. It gets rid of that orange. Do some over here. On the top of the head there. On the side. And that just leveled out all the colors on the face there. I'm going to do some right here. There. Okay. I think the picture's done. I'm gonna maybe do a little bit more frequency separation and fix the lights and darks on the hand, and I'll be done. So flatten it again. Frequency separation. We're gonna do. We don't need a lot because the hand's already blurry. Go back to the mixer brush and mix some of these dark colors together. Right there. Okay. Oh, I just noticed her finger is really red right there, so I'm going to go back with the gradient map and fix that. Color layer, 50%. We're going to go like 74. And invert, and then we're just going to paint that in right there where the thumb is. Put the flow up a little bit. More. 12%. Okay. And there we go. Fix that red finger. A little bit too orange over there. Looking good in the neighborhood. All right. Let's save it. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and let me know what else you want to see in the next video, because I need to know if I missed anything, or if I'm going too fast, or if there's something you didn't understand in this video. Just let me know, and I'll be sure to include that in the next tutorial. All right, peace, guys. Thanks for watching.